CAVA has been showing a lot of weakness within a longer term bearish trend, down 8.61%. This is Wednesday, the 5th of November, 2025. Intraday low yesterday, the 4th, $45.55. The company disclosed its earnings outcomes, but we'll get more about that later on. Okay, so the extrapolation is saying that lower prices may continue to print. Okay, yeah, going all the way towards the 18th of November. Then after that, there might be a bounce. Okay, the 10-day moving average seems to be suggesting that momentum may begin to build up from there. Yeah, that's also the case with the 21-day moving average. However, those moving averages are severely bearish. Yeah, we can see the price pressure momentums are severely bearish. Selling pressure is what is prevailing. Positions opened all the way back to 200 days ago are currently not in profits. This is a market for short sellers, profit takers. Indeed, people are buying. They know how they can make some profit out of what's going on right now. Previous projections are currently saying 57. Okay, they're speaking from the least 52.09, 54.25, 57.73, 62.25. Okay, but this is it's daily charts. The it hasn't reflected this 8% decline, but its extrapolation that today is going to be a down day is pretty much correct. Okay, let's see what we have on the 4 hour chart. Yeah. Okay, has had a bounce, and the extrapolation is saying that it may hold it at least up till the close of today's trading session, and then after that, the downtrend may resume. Okay, projections are saying 62.43, 60.94, 60.03. No guarantee it will print those projections. Here as well, the all the moving averages are severely bearish. Positions opened all the way back to 800 hours ago. Yeah, are not in profit. Um, what is the probability of it retesting this high of $66.29? Not fantastic, but in the midst of tiny probabilities, a lot still happens. It is also in the midst of a very tiny probability that yeah, it was in the midst of okay, let's see now, when it was at 66.19 as of the 23rd of September. The probability of it retesting that was very also very tiny as well, not up to, I would say, not most certainly not more than 10%, but it still went ahead and repeated it again on the 9th of October. So, but I know we are a long ways away from those sort of levels, but it's always within tiny probabilities that we see something happen. But here, it's also looking a lot more tidy, a lot better. But we'll see whether we can determine what this probability is. But bottom line, um, it's going to be less than 50%. But it looks like a tidy one, a more tangible one. But we'll see. Let's just find out what's going on with the company and what people are talking about.
CAVA Group, CAVA, is under pressure after its Q3 earnings report, with shares trending downward as investors digest lowered guidance and growing concerns about consumer spending across the restaurant sector. Despite posting solid revenue growth and continued expansion, the company's cautious outlook has dampened sentiment, especially as it adjusts expectations amid a more uncertain macro backdrop. Analysts note that while Kava continues to outpace much of the fast casual space in terms of store growth and brand engagement, its valuation remains elevated relative to peers. Comparisons to Chipotle, once seen as Kava's natural benchmark, are now being re examined, as some question whether Kava can sustain the same pricing power and margin expansion in a tightening consumer environment. Community discussions have become divided. Optimists argue the recent sell off looks overdone, pointing to long term tailwinds from store expansion, digital adoption, and strong customer loyalty. Skeptics warn that as economic uncertainty weighs on discretionary spending, fast casual chains could see traffic declines and margin compression heading into 2025. Technically, traders are keeping a close eye on whether Kava finds support near its IPO price range, viewing that level as a potential pivot point. A sustained breakdown below it could trigger further downside, while a rebound might attract dip buyers betting on a recovery story. Overall, Kava's post earnings reaction reflects broader caution in the consumer and restaurant sectors, where growth names are being tested not just on performance, but on whether their premium valuations are still justified in a cooling economy.
Okay, so let's test and see what the probability of it retesting 53.53 will be. Let's flip out our Z calculator. Yeah, let's see. So let's see what we have. We have 53.53, 53.51, 53.51 as the target, and then the moving average is 53.19. It's going to be close, but it's most certainly going to be less than 50%. And then standard deviation 0.9237. Okay, so let's input the values. 53.51 and then 53.19. Then we have 0.9237. Okay, yeah. It's a lot more handy, yeah, a lot better. You can see that. Probability of it surpassing 53.5, 53.51 is 36.46. Yeah, so the closer it is to the target, the better. But most obviously, like I mentioned, it was never going to be more than 50% because it's this 53.19. The moving average is less than 53.51. So yeah, that is 6.451%. But it doesn't guarantee anything at all. There's a lot in a probability of 0.01. A lot can still happen, let alone that is 6.451. But at the same time, there's the likelihood of, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, it has a high probability, a relatively high probability, but it doesn't guarantee that's going to happen anyway. There's no guarantee that's gonna it's gonna retest it. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Let's see what we have. The stock is not, is it a, let's see now. Yeah, okay, quite a high beta stock, quite a high beta. It is a high beta stock, yeah, it is, but not as high as some other stocks. And not a lot of shares have crossed the tape so far. People are trying to buy the dip. This is yeah, okay. They are bidding. They are bidding to get in on the stock. But not a lot. The market is not so active at the moment. Not so active at the moment. But yeah, but we can see orders lining up to see what they can do with the stock. So even though the market is more of a seller's market, but people are indeed trying their best to see what they can make out of it. Buyers are still finding their levels. They're still discovering prices in the midst of selling pressure. Yeah, they're doing so. Okay, regardless. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.